Oh, it's live. John, check us out.
Oh yeah, we're live
We're live at on Facebook,
and
Flashback
YouTube
Comics, and YouTube
with Bounding into Comics.
with Bounding into Comics. So I'm Troy David Phillips. I'm the store manager of Flashback Comics. Hopefully you know that by now. And this is John Trent from Bounding into Comics. Kevin is still, in sunny California, hanging at the San Diego Comic Con.
Starts tomorrow.
Starts tomorrow.
We're already getting like tons of announcements. We got
Oh my
like
God.
3 new Dark Horse series coming out. They're doing a winter special. There's a new Hellboy in the VPRD 1956, I think, maybe 656, I think, and then
I feel like we should be at 56 or 57. I kind of lost count.
I think it's 56, and then there's a new Crimson Lotus series coming out too.
Wow. So look for those announcements. Undoubtedly, Kevin's going to throw up a whole bunch of stuff at the Comics Online site and share it over to us here at Facebook, at Flashback's Facebook. But today, I've got...
Well, let's say hi Ryan and hi Kira. How's it going?
Hey there, Mr. J. Tell me all about that Catwoman that you read when the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, we're all so jealous of Kevin, being out there in sunny California. Whatever. You know what?
We had a lot of rain here today.
Right. But you know what? Coming up here in September will be the Baltimore Comic Con, and this guy is getting his VIP ticket and going for all 3 days, and I'll talk about that closer and closer we get to it. Between here and there, John is going to do what Kevin normally does and talk about 5 things that he's anticipating. He was up in the front flipping through, kind of getting a little bit in advance. I have been working very, very hard to get caught up. There were a lot of great things that came in last week. I had a very busy reading week. I had a very busy weekend, but I was able to put away a bunch of books on Sunday, a bunch of books on Monday. For all of you who are about to ask the question, no, I actually didn't make it out to the movies, so still haven't seen Ant-Man, still haven't seen Incredibles, still haven't seen Jurassic World. I'm trying to make time for that, but scheduling, it's crazy. But what I did make time for, did you want to start or do you want me to start?
No, let's have you start.
Okay.
I like talking about the old stuff first.
First,
Or the older.
you know what came out last week, Wednesday? It came out on a Wednesday from Alterna Comics. That's not an illusion, folks. That is a cover price of $1.99. That's right, $1.99. They're giving you this ongoing double-sized anthology book. So what does that mean? It means that there's a whole bunch of short stories, sort of teasers, advances into longer ongoing stories. And man, some of these things were really good. I'm totally into it.
Yeah, DC and Marvel used to do stuff like that. And they still kind of do with their like specials.
Like, the Halloween special.
But their specials are like way marked up.
They
They had
are.
the Swamp Thing special. It was like $10.
Now, to be fair, though, the Swamp Thing special also had significantly better cover cardstock.
Oh, right, true.
And Tom King is not...
Yeah, this is newspaper.
Right, this is newsprint. So,
Newsprint, yeah.
The Maddening Sound. That was probably my favorite story, and it's about a superhero who is just simply overwhelmed with the sound that his super senses pick up, and he talks to a therapist to kind of work through that. And I also really like the story with the kitsune, at the end of a beginning, with the guy and his romantic partner, who is a Japanese fox spirit, a nine-tailed fox spirit, the kitsune. This was the other one. I don't even know how to pronounce this, but Exilium.
Exilium, yes.
Exilium. This was really cool. This whole thing, like you said, I've still got them on the shelf, and it's $1.99. If you are looking for something to kind of introduce you to several different types of stories, high fantasy, science fiction, superhero, touch of some horror going on there, and that Eli Powell cover, that just so good and creepy all at once. It came out on a Wednesday. That was good, and it's still apropos because tomorrow, July 18th, is Wednesday, new release Wednesday.
Yeah.
So,
We recommend that too. We had our reviewer Nathan Broderick took a look at that one. He had good things to say about it.
Next up on my list, this was so good I read it twice. Outpost Zero. No surprises. It comes from Image Comics. Image Comics is just and a Skybound. And
yeah.
a Skybound, yeah. Image puts out so many good things. And so what you've got here is a strictly sci-fi story where we have a colony of humans living on a world in a dome city. They are trapped inside. The weather outside is inhospitable, and they have been trapped here for a little while. They've built a society. The society that they've built is predicated on a kind of a caste system. You have your sanitation class, your security class, your explorer class, your engineer class, and so these people do their jobs. You are picked for your class based on your skills and aptitude. So there is some younger sort of teen self-discovery, if you will. I'm just going to keep flipping through because I thought the artwork was excellent.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Sean Kelly McKeever and Andre Tefenki, and I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that right, and Jean-Francis Bolo.
Jean-Francois.
Jean-Francois. Yeah, see, I apologize to all the French speakers out there.
We looked at that one too, and I don't remember off the top of my head what Nathan reviewed that one, but I think he thought that one was enjoyable as well.
Yeah, well, it was.
I think you actually might be looking at our website and taking our own reviews, because this next one that you're about to talk about, Nathan had a lot to say, good things to say about this one. He really liked it.
Karen Berger. Berger Books, longtime editor at DC Comics. Karen Berger, she
Vertigo.
Yes, the Vertigo, and very responsible for the development of that line. So this book,
she has a whole line imprint within Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm. Editor Karen Berger and publisher Mike Richardson. But more importantly, Christopher Cantwell is our writer, and Martin Morazzo is our artist. And what we've got here is. It's a little hard to see because it's very small, but you have people on the ground with their cell phones pointing, look, up in the sky, as they see this mysterious figure, someone who can fly, hence the title, She Could Fly. Is she real? Is this a hoax? We don't really know yet. It's only one issue. But you definitely want to get into this one. I was loving the art. I was loving the deeper characterizations. There's something about this kind of story.
It's like an internal psychological development too, because there's the main protagonist is this woman who just is inspired by the woman who flies in the
right
in the sky.
And they try to tell her, it's not real, and she's not digging that. So Berger Books, imprint of Dark Horse, She Could Fly. That definitely needs to be on your list of things.
How's it going, Richard?
Hey, what's up there, fella? I'm imagining I will see you sometime this week. I know the work schedule is kind of crazy.
And then Charles wrote, "Don't forget Equalizer 2 comes out Friday." How can we forget that? Denzel Washington, man.
Mission Impossible,
and Mission
Fallout.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Fallout as well. Well, that's got Henry Cavill in it and Tom Cruise.
So much. So, Justice League #3. Now, I was super heavy on my Marvels last week, and I'm trying to break that dynamic up so I don't get stuck.
DC's got so much good stuff.
They really do. And this Justice League. So I kind of feel like we need to track the events. So first is Metal, then was No Justice and Man of Steel. No Justice has led into the Justice League, and Scott Snyder is ripping this one up. Justice League is going off to some good places. I like this. The Ultraviolet Corps, the concept of the Ultraviolet Corps.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like all the new like powers and like expanding the DC universe and seeing what they have to deal with new challenges, new mysteries. I think it's really cool.
The breaking of the Source Wall, the releasing of the Prometheum Giants, the introduction of the Omega Titans, so much going on.
They're like microscopic now in like Superman and John's bodies, and they're going into something. What is it called?
But here's the twist is
there's like this giant rock.
Yeah.
It's landed on Earth, and they're trying to go in there.
But the twist on this one is that Lex Luthor has also shrunk himself down and is following Batman inside Superman. There's just really no clean way to say that.
And the Joker.
Yeah, and
the Joker's there. So they reformed the Legion of Doom.
Oh my goodness!
And so you have like Lex Luthor, Joker, Sinestro, Gorilla Grodd's on there too, and Cheetah. We haven't really seen much of Cheetah, but I'm expecting her.
Not expecting her
to show up soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not Robinson. Greg Rucka on Wonder Woman.
Right. Well, she is. We did see her. She's on the cover of an upcoming Justice League. And she's part of the Legion of Doom. We saw her in issue 1, didn't we?
Yeah. So, the Legion of Doom is essentially the characters from the old Super Friends cartoon in their more serious comic incarnation. But who doesn't want to see Lex Luthor and, Gorilla Grodd, Sinestro, Cheetah, and all the gang? Brainiac, all the gang. It's Justice League so good right now.
What I really like about Justice League is how the villains have an upper hand already. Because Luthor walked through some kind of like purple door and
absolutely
was able to like see the future. And then Sinestro, like in this one, Sinestro learns about an ancient artifact, and which is was able to unlock the ultraviolet core. It's really cool. Oh, how's it going, Mike? Mike Smith. Thanks for watching. All right, so what's the next one you got?
All right, so next up is we've got. Let me just.
Suicide Squad.
Yes, Suicide Squad. So this is issue number 44 of Suicide Squad, and
we're still right side up, right? Everyone can see us fine.
Lord, I certainly hope so.
Whoa, what was that?
So Batman. Cool. Oh, have you not caught up on Suicide Squad?
I'm not. I'm behind, way behind.
All right. Deadshot's daughter has been kidnapped by the organization Cobra. They're looking for a human host to host the reincarnated spirit of their leader. Well, Deadshot's daughter had been picked, but she was rescued, thank goodness, just in time. And Deadshot, well, Deadshot's had better days.
I don't know. He looks like he's amped up and ready to go.
This is not where Deadshot is at his best. So, Constriction, this is the conclusion of the team-up between Deadshot and Batman. Amanda Waller is not happy about how this went at all. But you know what? Amanda Waller is generally...
Is she ever happy?
Yeah. No, she's really not. We turned the screen.
Yeah. We're sideways. Okay.
All right, so there we go. Yeah, your neck hurts. Mine too. Let's see if that is any kind of... Rotate your phone.
I think, what did you do before?
All right, hang on a second here.
What does that little button do with the person on it?
That one there? Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties here. Yep. So, let's do that. And
okay, let's just go with that, and I'll just try and squeeze in here a little more. All right, is that better, guys?
All right, there we go. Yep, I see. I got some likes there.
Okay.
All right. So
thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, straighten your necks out there, folks. Facebook, they're I don't know what they're doing to me here. So to wrap it up there, Suicide Squad 44, the conclusion of the Constriction with Cobra, one of my favorite villainous organizations in the DC universe. You also saw some Cobra in the recently concluded Bane. Bane. Oh God, what was that?
Bane Conquest.
Bane Conquest.
Yep. With Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan.
So yeah, good to see that those guys are still very, very viable. Oh, look at that! All the likes.
Oh, they have a ton of stuff that they're. Graham Nolan's actually working with Ron Mars' team. Ominous Press to republish his Monster Island graphic novel, and he has a whole like art book that he's doing, and then he's also like working on a sequel to Monster Island just in time for Top Gun 2.
Wow!
Because if you're familiar with the Monster Island characters, they have names very similar to your characters from Top Gun, and they happen to also fly a Tomcat.
Ron Mars, such a nice guy is Ron Mars. Take the opportunity to meet him the next time he's at a convention that you go to, like Baltimore Comic Con. I see that guy a lot there.
Hi, Ricky. How's it going?
What's up there, Ricky T? So lastly, I said I was going to break up the Marvel dynamic, but I do have to shout out one Marvel book, and that right here is Old Man Logan.
What do I love? Old Man Logan?
Well, no, it's Bullseye. And Bullseye is on a murder spree. And I was
Uh-oh.
actually a little surprised at one of the primary characters who gets killed here. I did not think that character was going to get killed. But you know what? When Bullseye's in a story, really, there are no character shields. So the Brisson written story.
Which is good. That makes him a good villain.
Old Man Logan, number 43.
One of the reasons.
Yeah.
That artwork is fantastic.
It really is. Old Man Logan has been such a good book. I know a lot of people are all over, the Return of Wolverine, the Hunt for Wolverine, the Adamantium Agenda, the Mystery in Madripoor, the Claws of the Killer, etc., the upcoming Dead Ends, and then the Return of Wolverine. But honestly, I have been very happy with Old Man Logan, and I was also very happy with the X-23 number one that came out last week. X-23 was excellent. Had a lot of fun with that. Not just Laura, but also her kid sister, Honey Badger, Gabrielle. Great character.
Her clone.
Her sister, works out to the same thing, right?
I don't know. Does it?
I did, in fact, mention Dynamite has brought back. Yes, I did, incidentally, Rich, get some new wall books. Yeah, that's been happening. A lot of new things have been going up there. So I did mention much earlier, last week or the week prior, Dynamite bringing back Project Superpowers. And
They've been bringing it back for a while. They've been launching new series pretty frequently.
Well, they gave us that one, The Hero Killers, but that was really not in...
That was Ellis, wasn't he? Warren Ellis wrote that?
I honestly don't recall. That wasn't really in chronological timeline with what's happening in this. However, they have in fact collected, this is Omnibus Volume 1 of Project Superpowers. The characters of Project Superpowers: Black Terror, Green Llama, Silver Scarab, the Death-Defying Devil, Masquerade. These are characters from the Golden Age, public domain characters, and Dynamite has scooped a bunch of them up, given some of them facelifts, which were necessary. The Death-Defying Devil was originally known as Daredevil. Masquerade was originally known as Miss Mask. But the other characters have kept true to their core concepts, but very modernized. This will take you through the heroes being released from the Pandora's Urn, where they were trapped, into the modern world, and going through the succession of adventures and betrayals and discoveries and heroic advancements. Really, this book is all about the heroic journey of a team of Golden Age heroes.
Is there government conspiracy involved? That's what I got with the series that they...
So previously, not the Hero Killers, but prior to that, there was actually Dynamic Man was very much involved with that. Some of these characters, incidentally, just to help thin out the confusion, some of these original Golden Age characters have names that are either similar or identical to other Golden Agers. There were, in fact, two characters called Dynamic Man. One of them was an old Timely character, and one of them was from a different publisher, long since defunct, now currently held by Dynamite. These characters do not actually belong to Dynamite, but they're doing an excellent job with them. And if you didn't get into, and you get this Alex Ross cover, if you had not previously picked up Project Superpowers, then I'm just putting that up there so you can see it, and so you can come and snatch this up off the shelf, because this omnibus, look at how thick this thing is. There's my finger for scale.
It's got to be 10, 15 stories in there.
There's a lot. There's a lot. You get the fighting. Oh, look at that! A note on the Fighting Yank's War Journal.
Oh, that looks really cool.
Oh, the character design pages.
Look, show that. That looks really cool.
Trying not to split the spine here, but it gives you the characters side by side, their looks and their names. So get familiar with this stuff. I'm super jazzed about Project Superpowers, and you should be too.
All right, well, I'll get into my top 5 for what's coming out tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. I'm going to start off with Marvel, with the weird title Tony Stark Iron Man #2. They want to make sure that it's... Oh, yeah, sorry. They want to make sure that you know that it's Tony Stark in the Iron Man suit, I guess.
Well, we did have Riri Williams, and
True.
We did have Victor Von Doom, so it's probably important to know that Tony Stark is the star of his book again. And Dan Slott really gave us a nice, fast-paced, I almost hesitate to call it lighthearted, but that first issue was good. It had a
Yeah,
lot going
I think
on.
lighthearted is a way you can describe it. They had that. I also had the cool, the new Iron Man suit where he's like he was in like a Jaeger from like Pacific Rim or
Yeah, yeah.
like a Gundam unit. And then he had those like little like robots that he like deployed, and then you had Fing Fang Foom. It was a lot of fun. I was skimming through this one. It looks like it's going to be very similar. I think there's a surprise with a returning character, which people might like to see that. So yeah, I'm kind of I was on the fence about this, but I mean I'm still a little bit on the fence, but I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm still on board for now, but not on the fence. Troy's pick was Justice League number 3. I am super excited for Justice League number 4, and just look at that Jim Lee cover there with Wonder Woman. That is absolutely phenomenal. Like I mean, we talked about Justice League number 3. There's just so much like cool stuff happening. I mean, just I don't even know who this is, but that just looks like really cool. Like some supernatural stuff going on. How's it going, Hunter? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, so I mean, the artwork has just been absolutely phenomenal. We got Jorge Jimenez still doing artwork. So I mean, this has just been super exciting, and I'm really looking forward to
I'm so happy
goes.
that Martian Manhunter is back.
Oh, and the way they're using him, like in
Yeah.
the first couple issues where he's able to like telepathically communicate with everyone.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, which
It
I think
takes me back to the old Grant Morrison days.
Yeah.
When he would set up that telepathic net for everybody, even if they weren't in the same place.
Right, and I mean, for me, it's very Justice League Unlimited.
Yes.
How he like communicates, like beam me up to the station.
I can't wait until we actually get our Justice League Odyssey and Justice League Dark titles, and then I'm
Yes.
feeling like then it'll have that Justice League Unlimited vibe.
Well, I've actually spoken with Scott personally via Twitter, and he's actually talked to me that there's going to be an issue where they're going to explore the actual Hall of Justice, and we're going to see all these new Justice League members. And then he's also talked about on Twitter, this is just in public, that there's going to be specific issues at the end of each arc that are all about the Legion of Doom, and it'll be more focused on the Legion of Doom, where you see some of the Legion of Doom here, like in the like going on, but this one will be more focused on like what they're doing and getting their perspective, which I think is really interesting and really cool to see that kind of switch up.
You know, I would not mind DC giving us like a limited series, maybe a 12-issue miniseries of the old Secret Society of Supervillains.
I mean, I always like, so I mean, Thanos has been like on the top. I'm loving Venom at Marvel. I don't understand why we don't like see more. I love Cullen Bunn's Magneto at Marvel. More of these like anti-hero like villain stories. I mean, I'd like to see those.
We'll have to have
they kind of shy away from those.
We got to do. I have a lot to add on to that for you, but I won't do it here. But we should do a spotlight video and talk about villains in comics, and I'll give you a little bit of history on that. There's a lot to say on the topic.
Definitely.
Bounding into comics, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to this.
So number 3, this one I actually just walked into the store today and just saw it on the table that Tia was setting up, and I was like, oh, Brian Hill and Aphrodite 5.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, Brian Hill, he's writing Detective Comics right now. I'm like totally like loving that.
Totally into it.
2 issues in, I'm totally loving it. I mean, Aphrodite 5, I actually really like I'm not like hardcore into Aphrodite, but I did like the Aphrodite IX that they did with Sajik.
Aphrodite 9.
Yeah, 9. When Sajik was doing Stepan Sajik was I'm probably butchering his name, but he was doing the artwork and it's absolutely amazing, and the story was great. And even when he stepped away, I still like enjoyed the story. It was very like sci-fi, really cool. And so I'm really interested to see what happens here.
You know,
Hill is just.
I'm looking forward to this.
Great.
Yeah, it's like the current the relaunched. Geez, what am I trying to say? Cyberforce.
Yeah.
The relaunched Cyberforce, and that has shades of the Wildstorm and Wildstorm Michael Cray. I'm loving. There was a time, of course, when the Top Cow characters and the Wildstorm characters, as an imprint of Image, were closer together. Now, of course, Top Cow was still with Image, while the Wildstorm universe was sold outright to DC. But I still feel a certain relationship, a core relationship amongst those characters. Looking forward to Aphrodite 5.
Yeah, and I think I grabbed the last copy, so you might have to order some more.
I will check on that, and I will get right into it.
So Batman number 51 is my 4th pick here. I know people were not happy with DC with Batman number 50, with all the spoiler in the New York Times. I actually thought the story was interesting. I wasn't like, I think Tom King has written better stories personally, especially as like I Am Suicide and the I Am Batman arcs. I really like those in the beginning of his run.
Sure. But you know, I feel like
but there's a bigger play going on.
there's a much
sure.
bigger play, and it's like these points of these previous story arcs. You know, like I Am Bane, I Am Suicide, etc. These story arcs become relevant to succeeding story arcs. So. Tom King is segueing one thing to another, but he's using a gap of time. You know, don't forget we have the button sort of sandwiched in the middle of all this.
Yeah, that was that. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything with that last page, but I'm still like super curious as to what's gonna how that one character is even was there.
Tom King is playing a long game on this one. He is definitely writing a magnum opus of Batman, and you can't just separate these pieces one from another. The whole will be greater than the sum of the parts. I think that literally.
And yeah, I skimmed through this one, and this is something that Troy can attest to. I've actually been really vocal to him. Like, I want Batman to be doing like detective work. He's called the world's greatest detective for a reason. Let's see him do detective work, and it looks like we're actually going to get some of that in this one. So I'm pretty excited to see that. And it seems like they're doing that with detective too. That's why I'm looking. Brian Hill's work on detective. Thanks Tim for joining in. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, so
audience just keeps growing. And what's our top?
Last but not least, the Darth Vader annual number 2. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit behind on Darth Vader. But so far, this is Sewell, I think. Well, actually, this is Chuck Wendig is doing this, but the Darth
Soul is the main writer.
Doing the main writer. I haven't looked through this, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But Soul's main title has been pretty good with Vader, and I mean it's Darth Vader. Like, he's the most iconic movie villain maybe ever to exist.
Certainly.
So I'm looking to see what happens, and I love that cover art. It's got the Ralph McQuarrie feel to it with the thin red lightsaber, and then just the design of
thin red line.
Just the design a little bit. I mean, it's a little more wider than McQuarrie's Vader mask, but I really like that one.
So for those of you,
look, even has the Death Troopers from Rogue One.
So for those of you who might not have kept up, the previous Darth Vader series, the one that ran issues 1 through 25. Now that was Kieran Gillen and Salvador Larroca. Those stories were set in between A New Hope, Episode 4, and The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Charles Soule took us way back to the conclusion of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
It literally starts off at where Revenge of the Sith ends, with Vader like stepping out of the surgical table and like screaming, "Rah!"
So that's where your timelines are. And of course, the main Star Wars book is now, as of issue 50, moving forward in its timeline. So we're moving into that time of The Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars number 51, I believe, which wasn't in our pick, but that is in there. So you Star Wars fans have a little bit to look forward to.
Yeah, and Poe Dameron comes out today,
Poe Dameron also. Those of you who are into the Star Wars books, I've been following all of them. The only one I haven't read was Kanan, actually.
I enjoyed that one. I like Kanan a lot.
I've been told it's very good, and it's on my list of things to go back to. I think I'm going to have to trade paperback it. I don't think I'm going to be able to find all the single issues, but I'm willing to do so.
I think you can find them, Troy.
You know what? Why don't you let me sell you that X-Men 131 that I got in the display case there?
I don't know. I think someone was it Richard who was talking about what you got on the wall?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Richard should have gotten those things when he was here. Hey there, DJ. Incidentally, I know, DJ, you were, it's okay. It's okay.
You did make it. You're here.
Well, you're here at the live part. Got a divider with your name on it sitting in the boxes. Tia's doing the drops. So you will have something to look forward to when I see you next.
Oh, well, I don't have anything else. Did you have anything else to add?
I don't at this point in time. I think I'm just about ready for some dinner. So there's our top fives, our 5 coming up, our 5 that came out, our plus ones. And keep looking for announcements over at the comicsonline.com page as Kevin moves from point A to point B at the San Diego Comic-Con. He'll have a lot to share with us. I incidentally would recommend that you bounce over to the Bounding Into Comics page and look at some of the things that they've put up a lot of worthy news info.
We're going to be extremely busy this starting tomorrow and moving into the weekend. We'll have one of our guys will be there too, Daniel Mills. Will be covering it on the ground. He's actually going to be talking with Batman in the Animated Series. They're having their anniversary panel, and it's also like kind of like a combo Death of Superman with their animated movie that's coming out, and he'll be there. So we'll be asking a bunch of questions to the folks there. Tara Strong is on that, and I'm totally blanking on Batman voice's name right now. I totally blank. What's his name?
Kevin Conroy?
Kevin Conroy will be there. Yes, that's right. That's exactly.
I wanted to see if he'd pick it up.
But yeah, that he'll be there. So we'll be asking them a bunch of questions, especially about that Batman Beyond rumor that he wants to be a live-action Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne, which would be really cool. But I did have one thing. So Marvel sent us this this teaser image today, and it was called Blind. It was Blind Spot. And it looked to me like, and I think Newsarama confirmed it, that it was a Alias cover, and it was just that they repurposed and they took out, like, it used to have Jessica in the middle of it.
Right.
And it has, like, the buildings on the side with the like the stairwells, and then just in the front there was, like, a yellow tape with a camera, and it was tomorrow's date. Is there, like, a hidden Alias comic like Image did? Like last week with Kirkman?
Well, see, now I'm like, well, I don't think so. But now I'll have to go back and go through some of those boxes and take a quick look. That Die was actually a bit of a surprise.
Right. So that's what I was thinking, like, okay, Marvel saw what Image did and they're doing the same thing. Because I was trying to, I went through Previews World and looked to see if there was like a Jessica Jones tie-in, and the only thing I could think of was Infinity Council number 5 comes out, and Turk has the Mind Stone, so I was thinking maybe it was a reference to Daredevil's new sidekick, Blind Spot, but it was definitely Jessica Jones Alias artwork, so I was like really... Oh, thank you. I have a big shiny forehead.
Oh my God!
All right. Well, I was wondering if you had some scoop on that.
I don't. But you know what? Let's see what we can find out. And who knows? We may have to post up some follow-ups in the week to come.
Yeah. Oh, and Marvel also sent us this cool teaser. There looks like there's going to be an X-Men Black series, and it could feature Blackheart.
Well,
and Magneto is on the cover.
I know there are big doings coming up for the X-Men. It's certainly we're looking forward to this Extermination.
Yeah,
Extermination. And a return of the Uncanny title.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Putting the teenagers back in place.
Too.
So yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
I'm always like, that's what we're about. We're about reporting the news. Bounding into comics.
Bounding. Yes. Let's not trip over our own feet.
That's why we're bounding. You gotta avoid the tripwires. You gotta jump over them, Troy.
Oh, this guy. So, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. John Trent, Bounding Into Comics, Troy David, Flashback. Kevin couldn't be here with us, so many of our regular people. But thank you all for joining us, and we will look forward to seeing you here in the store. Join Comics Online for everything geek pop culture at the Geek Pop Culture Capital of the Year, which is the San Diego Comic-Con. And, of course, join us here next week, my friends. You're sure to get a smile. I'll see if I can find 7 stranded castaways.
We'll be getting ready to unite the 7 too with Aquaman.
That'll be okay. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you again. Good night, everybody. Enjoy your dinners and get ready for some awesome comics on New Release Wednesday, 11 July 2018. I'm sorry, 18 July 2018. Man, I am off my...
Are you on like European time, Troy?
Wow, I think I'm a week in the past, man. I'm a week in the past. All right. Thanks for joining, everybody, and good night.
Have a great one.